going to be stressful. Alex Mearsberger and Antoine Williams here for hashtag Future Health Friday. We're going to be talking about a bunch of things. The conference circuit we were recently on and experienced. We're going to be talking about some startups, some of our reactions to some of the big announcements that have come from those conferences, and a whole host of other things. And we'll get into why my wrist looks like this as well. So starting with world traveler over here. Actually, I don't know who. I guess I flew further for the conference, so
exactly.
We'll talk about Sky Miles. But you were semi close to home, but in the wonderful city of traffic-filled Atlanta, Georgia, for a conference recently. Tell me about it. I'm scared to say their name. I heard they're going through a little bit of a branding effort.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to give me the details on a conference season in Atlanta.
First off, perspective is everything. I thought I knew what traffic was. I thought I had something to complain about, even with the large amount of people that moved to Orlando, Florida every day. But my gosh, there's nothing like Atlanta traffic in that one loop that
Nothing like it.
Yeah, so it was good to be in Georgia. Always good to be at a conference, with like-minded individuals, etc. So I had an opportunity to for really a number of years now, go to the NAHSE conference, the National Association for Health Service Executives. Few good takeaways, as always. I think the first one is that acronym, NAHSE. And the takeaway really is, as an individual, as a company, as a leader, there is always room to reinvent yourself and to brush the edges and to clean things up and to repurpose. So previously known as NAHSE organization has, really been intentional about the name and the acronym and the representation. I would like to say that they done a great job of looking at best practices. But a key theme of the conference was making sure folks left there and trying hard to make sure that folks left there and didn't say NAHSE again, but started to say NAHSE. Similarly to what you would do for a YHLS or a ACHE or a AHA or a FHA. So getting back to the basics, getting to the acronym. So that's number one. Number two is just the importance of putting in the work. And I just want to give a shout out to our friend of the Advancement League, someone that has been supporting us now for 3 or 4 years, and that is Jessica Johnson. She took home the Young Executive Award, well-deserved, Chief Operating Officer down in South Carolina with MUSC, member of Chief, community aficionado, board member, and, really did a fantastic job. And, just watching Jessica, very, very quietly, just, putting in work, not on social media every day, not on LinkedIn, reposting her accomplishments, but just, impacting people in work. So that's the second takeaway, is that nothing can negate the importance of hard work and consistency. So shout out to Jessica. Number 3 is that the future of healthcare is in good hands. Had a chance to attend, probably more than any other year, a number of case competitions, and just to see top MHA programs from across the country participate in a case competition. This year, the prompt was around cybersecurity. The organization was Ochsner, and I'll tell you, these students just get better and better as you think about competing for jobs, competing for consultant roles, competing for fellowships. I think Alex and I were having this conversation, and we don't think we would stand a chance. So the poise, the willingness to receive feedback, to get better. Have to give a special shout out to representatives from Florida, University of Miami, my alma mater, University of Central Florida, and a special shout out to um, only HBCU that I think was there. That was FAMU University. So um, number three is that the future of health is in good hands. Shout out to the students. We hope to see you all at the Young Care Leader Summit. Write us if you need to have a special way to get there or need any support. And the last is nothing trumps the power of networking and your network. The sessions were okay, really, really good, sessions. Some notes from just amazing individuals on the keynote stage, but the hallway conversations, the conversations around the bar, conversations in the lobby, in passing, catching up with folks that you're connected with virtually for the first time in person was just tremendous. And even in a place like a massive as a Marriott, the networking, in those conversations were really the primary takeaway. It had more notes on individuals, what they're doing, how I can help them, how they can help me. Their cell phone numbers, emails was critical. And it's just a reminder that there's nothing like in-person, genuine face-to-face connection. So overall, good time, 2 days. Had to get back to the kiddos, but it was well spent, and looking forward to more of that in 2025.
So NAHSE
There we
has
go.
the opposite challenge of HLTH, which so instead of going by the acronym, they want to go by, and have always gone by, health. So just the word health with the vowels removed. Although I think still in year 6, you hear quite a few people say HLTH conference. Are you headed there? So health was again a magic mix of amazing people, amazing branding, amazing experience, like they always do. This year was the year that Antoine abandoned me in my time of need. So 5 years we've gone to Healths and Vives, their sister event, together. Everything has ran smoothly. We know people, we know our way around. We've stayed in good health. We've started our first mornings there and our second mornings there on exercise equipment, finding gyms. So we've eaten healthy. We've paused for breaks. We've attended sporting events. We've done sort of all the things. So this year, my first year without Antoine, I asked the community to be adopted as a friend, and they really pulled through. Everyone showed up. I was sent literal spreadsheets, color-coded spreadsheets of here's all the things we're invited to, we're inviting you. And so had just an incredible time, had dinners, had breakfasts, had networking panels. There was basketball one morning, just all the things. And so the one takeaway from health, even though they do an incredible job of branding, there's always like a mega one stage this year was themed after the elements. And so it was like earth, sea, I want to say fire. I think there was a fire stage, wind, maybe, and moon stage. And so there's that like massive hanging moon that says health on it. And so the branding is always top notch. It's always the pomp and circumstance and excitement. There's a DJ in the lobby, all of the good things. Unless you have vertigo and are dizzy and dehydrated, DJ in the lobby is like the worst possible scenario. We'll talk about that. But apart from all of the amazing just event execution of health and the team that pulls it off, it's always about the people. So health and all events, exactly what you said, are about the people always. And so just absolutely incredible mix of people. And some of it is we've been there, like we said, together for 5 years. And so you see some of the people that otherwise I think it would be hard to, no matter how well networked you are, some of the people are so we'll say like high up the food chain in the healthcare ecosystem that I think it would be really hard to get their attention unless you've been there since the beginning, when maybe the event was a little bit smaller or newer. It was kind of like, hey, you guys are here. And so just absolutely amazing to run into so many people and have now either their friends or friends of friends. And so that was just a blessing to hug everyone and to say hi and to spend meaningful time, like you said, at the dinners, at morning breakfasts, at just walking through the conference halls, taking selfies with people. Just so much fun to get in-person FaceTime with healthcare heroes and healthcare friends all in one. So amazing time. So this was the other one. So while I was there, I was talked into, and this is why I needed you, because you're
wasn't your idea.
You know me. You've got like a good pathway of like, yeah, we should be doing these things. Like when a judgment call comes up, it's like, yeah, this is going to be a cooler thing. So there were two things happening on Tuesday night of health, or no, maybe it was Monday night of health. So two things happening first night of health. One, Monday night football, the Oakland Raiders versus the Green Bay Packers. You could find last minute tickets. It was a little bit of a stretch because there's so many incredible people at health, and that Monday night football pulls you away for multiple hours. The game started at like 5. And so it's like, you got to get to the stadium early. You're not going to get out of there till like 9 something. And so it's like, you're pulled away from some of the people of health. And so the second option was that new Sphere, the mega attraction immersive thing, has opened up. It wasn't the U2 concert, but on off days, they show a movie called Postcards from Earth. And so there was a debate in this group of, do we do the Sphere or do we do Monday Night Football? You being there, what's the call? Coin flip. What are you choosing?
Oh my God, Monday Night Football.
Easy. That's the choice.
My Raiders jersey would have been in the bag. Charles Wilson.
That is the choice 1,000 times over. It was not our choice, though. It wasn't the collective group's choice. It was like, well, the Sphere is this new multi-billion-dollar thing. Tickets are a little bit cheaper because of it's not the U2 concert. It's not going to take as many hours. We can still go. So bought some tickets, went to the Sphere. Wonderful company, incredible people, wonderful time. I should have known something was up when we went to leave. It's like movie theater seating or NFL, NBA stadium seating. And so you have the big railings. It's pretty steep. When I was fine the whole movie, when we went to leave, I turned around to walk up the steps and I went to grab the railing and I missed by like a full foot. I was like a legitimate foot short of reaching the railing. And so I should have known that my equilibrium was off, but naturally, being golden retriever energy and being around the amazing people of health, we went straight from the Sphere to another networking thing, which led to another networking thing, got back late, went to sleep, woke up, walked like half a mile to the exhibit hall, which then once you get to the exhibit hall, you got to walk another half a mile to get there. Sat down with a wonderful group of people. As I was sitting there eating breakfast, looking at the person across from me, I was like, there are 2 of you.
Oh
and started to feel definitely the world not on axis, started to get, just was not feeling well. Thought that maybe I could stand up, walk it off, get a drink of water. Walked over and was starting to realize like water's not going to be the thing that helps me. And I probably need some real medication, some real medical help. Really fortunate. Again, it's about the people always. Great friend of ours, great mentor. One of my first bosses, Dr. Michael Sook, orthopedic surgeon, sort of world famous speaker, collaborator, friend, was a White House fellow, like all the accolades behind his name. Thank goodness he answered my FaceTime call as I was literally crawling out of the exhibit hall. And so he was like, hey, where are you? I'll come get you. What do you need? The best part, the movie scene. So I'm like legitimately laying down on the floor, which I said, Vegas, absolute worst. So great branding, absolute worst possible experience if you're the one feeling the world spin and dehydrated and can't stand. DJ in the lobby, like bright lights from some podcasting studio and different things. So called Dr. Sook. The best part about it was he came with a, like, I think he just grabbed it while walking towards me. It was like a popcorn bag, like a legitimate movie theater popcorn bag. So he was I'm like world spinning, feeling miserable. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to throw up, if I'm going to pass out. Just, I feel miserable. And to clarify, I've never drank a sip of alcohol in my life. So I also feel some of the embarrassment
No
of
hungover
like,
story here.
yeah, it's like for sure everyone thinks I like partied too hard in Vegas. And I'm like the first person to ever pass out in Las Vegas from too much networking versus too much of any other options.
The
So I'm
shoe
saying, so
fits.
he came with a legitimate movie theater popcorn thing. It was just like one. He's like, "What's wrong with you? What's going on?" Like one popcorn, and I was like, what kind of doctor are you? I need some more medical attention right now."
The bag
And
wasn't for you.
in one of my worst moments, I sort of tried to close my eyes. I'm laying on the floor. I'm trying to describe what I'm feeling and how terrible I'm feeling. And I opened my eyes and he wasn't there anymore. And I was like, "Where did you go?" And I text him like world spinning. I grab my phone, look up, and I was like, I think I put like, "In my moment of need, where are you? Like, this is the time I need you." And then I see him come around the corner with the like emergency medical personnel. And so I think I looked bad enough and was pale enough and probably incoherent enough that thank goodness he went and got first aid. And shout out to health having that on site and having a first aid station. So they came, took my blood pressure. It was drastically different laying down than standing up. I couldn't stand for more than 20 or 30 seconds. They did all the tests. They ended up putting me in an ambulance, so they put me on a stretcher out into which I asked, I was like, "Can't we take me out a side door or something? Like, what is this?" And he was like, "I'm sorry, we parked out front." I was, oh, it was rough. So saw some wonderful friends naturally going like as they were stretchering me out. Great friends that we had dinner with the first night were coming down the escalator, and just just about the people always headed to the emergency room. There were so many FaceTimes and texts and calls. Even the event organizers, Nancy Mastrioni from Health, she literally was like, "I will bring you food. I will like tell me where you are. We have a car, rental car. We'll drive and get you. We can come pick you up from there. What do you need after? Where can we get you?" Like just the absolute sweetest people. And so being about the people always. So Dr. Sook, I made the joke of like, "What kind of doctor are you? I need like real help." And you had to go get other help. So they gave me IV drugs. Whatever they give you in an IV to stop the world from spinning is like absolute magic. They gave me a prescription, filled it on the strip outside of the Bellagio, which was also a terrible place to have vertigo and try to be navigating all the pain and hassle of feeling sick for a day. So Tuesday, all day in the emergency room in Las Vegas, get out at like 9 p.m., fill a prescription, go to bed, wake up at 4 a.m, get to the airport, fly to Denver, Colorado, have a couple hour layover, fly from Denver, Colorado to Raleigh, North Carolina, get home, drive my car home, park in my driveway, open my garage, walk in the garage, up the steps, put my suitcase down, realize that I need to go get my backpack, turn around, slip on the top step, and reach back with this hand and fell. And immediately, I've broken bones when I was a kid. I've been through some injuries or things. And so immediately knew the pain was like, this pain is bad enough that I'm not going to be able to not go see a doctor. Like I basically knew, yeah, it was like, this is just, it's not good. And so I was like, shoot, like I legitimately have to go back to an emergency room. So 9 o'clock in an emergency room at Health in Las Vegas on Wednesday night. On Thursday night, back in Cary, North Carolina, in an emergency room.
No way.
And so that was terrible. So the funny part of the story about like it's the people always is Dr. Sook was my personal physician as an orthopedic surgeon for something he was I wouldn't say unqualified for, but maybe not his medical forte on Wednesday. And I was kind of like, what were you like? How are you helpful in this situation? Just joking with him. And so the very next night, like, "Hey, I need you to read an x-ray," which is what he does. So amazingly, it hit my chart before they got an orthopedic consult in North Carolina. So he had already seen my x-ray and wrote back like, "Here's the things you're going to need." And he was spot on. So I already knew as I was sitting in the emergency room. And so just God bless incredible physicians, incredible friends, incredible people that health brings together, and has fly out to Vegas, because they all came through in the clutch for me. Also, shout out SaaS team that was there. Our sales team and sales leader were there, had from a software sales organization standpoint, the health meetings of the world are so crucial and important to meet with customers face to face, to find new customers, to get our message out in the world. They had like back-to-back meetings set up for weeks, and they literally dropped everything. And so like just didn't show up to me. They, both of them went over to the, like, got in an Uber, went to the emergency room with me, sat out in the lobby for a couple hours while they were running tests and trying to figure out if I was okay and what was wrong. And literally like dropped everything, went and found food for me, went and did, like, really took care of me. And so it's a blessing to work in incredible places with incredible people. It's a blessing to have, like you said, the network that we've created and had throughout the years. And just so many people gave up their time and in a place where they're not familiar with and different things to look after me. And so just really from the bottom of my heart, thank you. My wrist is going to heal, the hope. So I dislocated my thumb, which I immediately knew because you could look down and I was like, man, my thumb is not where it should be. The hope is that the ligaments and tendon in the middle, in between my index finger and my thumb, are going to heal significantly enough that there will be tension on both sides and it'll pull the bone back into place. And so the real hope, the fingers crossed scenario, is 4 or 5 weeks in this thumb cast, and then I'll be able to avoid surgery and all of the other bad options. But health, NAHSE, any event, always about the people. It's the people that they attract and the people that you get to know and love.
Ladies and gentlemen, this healthcare conference life is dangerous. It's dangerous.
But the moral of the story is, if you were there, we would have been at a Monday night football game. And then we would have come back happy. We would have networked. We would have hung out with all the friends. All of the good things would have happened. We would have kept all our obligations on Tuesday. And instead, couldn't see straight, could not get off the floor in Las Vegas.
Louise. I didn't realize the hand injury was completely non-related to Vegas.
So when I was on vertigo medication. It's meclizine and Zofran. So meclizine stops the world from spinning. Zofran stops you from feeling nauseous from the world spinning. And so meclizine, I think, also makes you tired. So went to bed late after being in an emergency room all day, woke up at 4 a.m, flew 5.5 hours or whatever the layovers and flights are all the way back to the East Coast, changed time zones, started out dehydrated, needed IV fluids the day before. And so my wife said, like, when she saw me when I came in, it was like, you clearly were pale and needed rest. And like, it was just bad. So it either could have been really, truly terrible bad luck or some of the after effects of still having some vertigo symptoms. So I'm chalking it up to a continuation verse. It also is embarrassing. I guess it's not too embarrassing. I could have fallen down like lots of steps or like something real significant. It's like 2 steps. The rest is just terrible luck.
Dang, man. Well, all jokes aside, man, glad you're okay. Glad you're back with us. And didn't lose any ligaments in the process. Bones will heal. Young bones, and I think most importantly, to your point, keep good people around you, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's the story.
So yeah, I